Great to have with us today, Shalaysa Meadow of the Meadows. How you doing, Shalaysa?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
I probably should have asked at the very start, Shalaysa. Did I pronounce that right, Shalaysa?
You did pronounce it correctly.
All right, good deal. You and your family, siblings specifically, singing gospel music, Southern gospel, and give me some background on the Meadows, how you got started, what led you towards Southern gospel.
Well, actually, my mom and my dad just grew up going to church together. They grew up together and then they ended up getting married. And my dad felt the call into the ministry, started pastoring a church in 2007. We've been at that church for 13 years. And honestly, we've just grew up singing around the piano at home, grew up singing in church, with our family. And it's just always been something we've absolutely loved. And so singing at a camp actually that my dad was doing this past summer, this gentleman heard me sing, and me and my sister, and came up to us and he got us in contact with Gordon Mote. And we had been considering doing a project because a lot of people were asking, but it was just something we were thinking about. And so when he said he could get us in contact, somebody from Virginia, we were like, oh, that's so exciting. And so we were over the top excited, got in contact with Gordon, and it just kind of went from there. And it was one of the best experiences we've ever had.
So it was one of those situations where everything fell into place. You felt the calling, that maybe that was the direction to go, and then God provided the confirmation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Everything completely fell into place. It was honestly incredible. And for us, we've never been a part of anything like this before in our lives. So it was amazing to step back and watch everything just work out and go so smooth.
Christian music has got so many different genres, though. You've got contemporary, you've got kind of a middle of the road, you've got Southern gospel. What pushed you towards the Southern gospel vein?
We've always grew up listening to Southern gospel. My mom always constantly has it playing in our house. And so that was just what we migrated towards, because I guess that's a part of who we are. We always sing it. That's what we grew up singing in churches. We still sing it. And that it's just a part of us. It's who we are. So that's why we kind of migrated towards that genre.
A little background on you. You are a teacher. And do you teach your siblings? Because I know you're a teacher at the same academy they attend.
Yes, I actually teach middle school at our church's private school. And so my sister Courtney, she is 16, and so she is in high school. So I do not teach that, but I had the privilege of teaching my brother, 13-year-old Drew, this year as he completed his 8th grade year. So it was fun. It had its challenges, but it was a lot of fun.
That had to be very interesting. I recall I wasn't, boy, I'm owning up to stuff. I wasn't the greatest student. I was more into mischief and stuff versus academics. And one year had a teacher who was my best friend's mother, and I was superb that year. So, what kind of influence did you have on your brother teaching him last year?
Influence. Well, it was a challenge, to try to balance the whole sister/teacher thing. We managed. I had to kind of take off my teacher cap when we came home and put my sister cap on. And then the next morning at 8 a.m. had to put the teacher cap back on. But he was good. It didn't cause any problems, thankfully.
One more thing before we get back to the music, and that is that I read that you are ambidextrous. That's
Yes,
interesting.
I am. I really am. It can weird people out sometimes. But I do a lot of things. I am right-handed. In kindergarten, actually, I would write with my right hand, and when that hand was tired, I would just switch to my left. And so they corrected me and just made me write with my right hand. So I do, penmanship with my right hand, but the majority of everything else I do with my left. My left hand is definitely more dominant. I feel like it's crazy.
Well, I see that your favorite instrument is piano. That leads me to believe that maybe you play piano. Does that ambidextrousness, for the lack of a better word, does that change how you approach playing piano?
It really doesn't. And that's a really good question. I've never thought about that, but no, it doesn't. It doesn't really mess with anything on the piano, thankfully, because that would be a challenge as well. But no, it does not.
All right, let's talk about the music. You mentioned the fact that you went with Gordon Mote as your producer. The new project, who influenced it the most? Was it Gordon as the producer? Was it the parents, or was it the siblings?
It was definitely Gordon. My dad always made the joke, I'll write the check and you guys do all the work. And so he pretty much left it up to me and Courtney were the main ones. Drew sang on the project, but me and Courtney were the most vocal, I guess. So it was a lot of us and Gordon would have all these ideas, and it was a lot of Gordon for sure.
The actual song itself, now, did he influence what songs you sang or how you sung the songs you decided to record?
He would send us, all the demos, and I would listen to them. And on some of the songs, I hate to say it, but I completely said no right off the bat. I just absolutely said no. I didn't like it. And he would tell me, "Okay, Shay, listen, I've got an idea for this song. I know I can make this song something. I have an idea. I have a vision for this song." And I listened to him, and I'm really glad I did, because some of the songs that I didn't necessarily like, that he had a plan for, turned out to be some of my favorite songs. And that was an amazing process to watch his mind work and take something that I didn't care for and turn it into the most fun and enjoyable song.
Well, and two, Gordon Mote's got, kind of a reputation. He kind of knows what he's doing, so that helps.
We, yeah. And because of that, we said, listen, if you want to do a song, whatever you say, at the end of the day, we trust you, because we didn't know a lot.
Who writes the music that you record?
There was a lot of different writers. And again, Gordon would probably know a lot more about this than I would. But a few of the names that I do remember was Kenna West and Gerald Crabb wrote one on there. And the rest of the names escape me, but Gordon could give more clarification on all that as well.
And the name of the new project is One Song, and the brand new song off the project, A Little Love. So why did you go with A Little Love first for radio?
It is such an upbeat song. It's just lighthearted, and it just fits, right off the bat, the words to that song. And it was ironic that we chose that single, and then we, entered this whole pandemic. It's such an uplifting song. It's fun. We have a lot of fun. It just felt like the right one.
How did it feel when you first heard your song being played on radio?
Oh my, it was amazing. It was so exciting. Again, this whole experience has been completely new to us. So even thinking about being on the radio was just mind blowing. So when we actually got to sit there and hear our single being played on the radio, it was incredible. It was such an experience.
Where would you like to see the ministry of the Meadows on down the road? Let's take it 5 years, 10 years. I mean, do you in your mind have kind of a goal where you'd like to see this ministry go, or do you just kind of take it day by day?
We really just have the mentality, take it day by day, because we don't know where it's going to go. It's our very first, we're so new to this. We're so raw in this area. So just take it day by day and see where the Lord leads us. If he opens doors, why not walk through them? If he chooses to leave them closed, just kind of whatever he wants, and just see kind of where it takes off.
Has the COVID-19 put a cog or an obstacle in the way of your plans where the ministry is concerned, and specifically where the music is concerned and getting it to radio? Or has it been kind of the opposite way, in that it has given you a chance to, stop for a moment and take a deep breath?
Honestly, I did worry a little bit after the project came out with the whole COVID-19. I was thinking, this could set us back majorly. This is not how I envisioned our first project ever, coming out in a time like this. But it's really been surprising, all the love and support that we've received, and there's been tons of people behind us, and just showing all that support, and listening to our music, and people getting our music out there. It's been really, really amazing. So I would say it hasn't really put a damper on anything, in my perspective anyways.
In closing, for those who want to get familiar with the music of the Meadows, how do they do it? Where do they go to find it?
Yes, well, we actually have all of our music available on Apple Music, on iTunes. We have a YouTube channel. We also have our website, and it's themeadowsmusic.com. Our Facebook page is The Meadow Family, and we have an Instagram page, The Meadows Family Music. So you can find us on any one of those, and that's pretty much where you can find us.
Hey, we're going to start looking for you, start listening to the music as well. And Shalaysa, you did a great job, by the way, on the interview. And we appreciate so much you being with us, and we're looking forward to more music from the Meadows.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on here. I really appreciate it. Thank you.